Hello, everybody. Welcome to Basics with Barbara Carnes. My name is Karen Midlow, and I'm joined with my colleague Christine Sosa, and we are both end-of-life doula givers, and so excited to welcome Barbara Carnes with us today. Barbara Carnes is an RN, but she's also a hospice pioneer and award-winning educator. She has been doing this for over 40 years. 40 years she's been writing all kinds of books and being of service to people, to families in hospice. And hopefully you've watched the other Basics with Barbara. So I'm going to do a little something different today so we can get to know Barbara a little bit more on a personal level. I love to play these when I go around and about. It's called the Death Deck. You can get them from deathdeck.com on their website or even from Amazon. And it's an opportunity for people to have conversations about death and dying, but they're kind of funny and sort of flippant. So, but I picked one for Barbara today. And the question is, what's a story or a song that you hope is shared at your funeral or celebration of life? Barbara?
Okay, interesting. Willie Nelson, I'm a country fan here. Willie Nelson, you are always on my mind. The, that has been in my heart for a long time. And I always think of my husband uh, because life has ups and downs. And this song really addresses to me what life is really about and what love is about, in that you're always on my mind, whether I'm having difficulty with you or not. You're still always on my mind. And so that's my song.
I love it. And you know what? Now I'm inspired to go back and to watch that. So thank you. I love that. Great. Now I'm going to turn it over to Christine, who's got a question and something so we can learn a basic from Barbara. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you so much, Karen. And thank you, Barbara, for joining us today. I do have to say, you caused me to pause a bit. That song was the song that I played for my father over and over and over again at the end of his life. It was his favorite song. And yeah, so beautiful, beautiful. It's a very special song to me as well. Oh my gosh, love Willie Nelson. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Today, Barbara, I was wanting to maybe talk a little bit about caregiving. As you're aware, there is a lot of information being shared right now about caregivers. And with the most recent PBS special called Caregivers that was just recently released, that sheds the light on the struggles and joys of caregiving. And I was also reminded recently of Rosalind Carter's famous quote about caregiving. And her quote says, there are only four kinds of people in the world: those who have been caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need caregivers. And so, in light of that quote and the recent release of the caregiving film with PBS, I was wondering what your thoughts are about what you feel are the most important things a caregiver should focus on when supporting someone at the end of life.
Well, I will start with, and this is going to probably be a little controversial. I think they should start on taking care of themselves first. It's hard work being a caregiver, whether you're emotionally involved, positive or with some challenges, or if it's a professional caregiver. Um, it's hard work. And in order to do the best job that a caregiver can, they have to get their needs met also. And I think that being a caregiver, all of the attention and all of the energy goes toward the patient. And the caregiver is kind of this invisible person that's doing all the work, that is not only emotionally involved or professionally, um, but they're invisible. The caregiver ends up being invisible. Everyone gives their attention to the patient, and that's wonderful. I'm glad they do. But the power behind the throne is the caregiver. And like, we come in to visit the patient, we do everything for the patient, and just assume that the patient is taken care of. We don't, we, the visitors, we, the other family members, we just assume. And with that assumption, we're really doing a disservice to this incredible person who's doing all the work.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. That is so true. So true. What, on that same note, what advice would you give to someone who is feeling overwhelmed or guilty about caregiving? What would you say to them?
Well, there's no room in our life for guilt. I mean, we just need to let go of that and recognize that we always do the best we can. Whatever the outcome, we're doing the best we can. So with the caregiver, they need to get adequate rest. They need to get adequate nutrition. And as part of, they need their own time, and caregivers, particularly family caregivers, it's a 24/7 job. It doesn't make any difference. The medical help that a caregiver gets for their special person, they're the ones at 3 o'clock in the morning that are doing the work, are cleaning up the pee, the poop, trying to get the food. That's the caregiver. And so this unsung hero that is out there needs a break, needs recognition, needs support. And that support is more than just showing up and saying, what can I do to help you? What can I do? Because a lot of caregivers will put on this very happy face and say, I'm fine. No, you don't have to do anything for me. I'm fine. When really they're not. And so you show up on the doorstep with some McDonald's, Starbucks, something. Don't come empty-handed for the caregiver. You come in and say, you know what? I've got 2 hours that I'm going to give you and Dad, and you either do whatever you want to with those hours. You want to get out of the house, you want to go to sleep. I'm giving you 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is. Think about the caregiver because they're the unsung heroes.
Beautiful. You know, when I was a hospice nurse, one of the practices, well, common practices were to provide the family and the patient a comfort care kit, which is all of the medications that are provided at end of life. But I created something called a caregiver comfort kit, and it had tea and chocolate and tissues and just some little candle and lavender, just something to care for the caregiver. And you are so right. The caregivers are the unsung hero. They're going through something very challenging, and really being mindful about self care is so important. Thank you so much for that.
What great tips. What basics, Barbara. That is just wonderful tidbits and bites that come from you. And Barbara's life work has been to help patients and families during the challenging end of life process. She has written a plethora of books and materials that you're able to find that are just amazing. So we highly recommend that you check out her website at bkbooks.com. Also, you're welcome to follow her blog. She provides all kinds of her wealth of knowledge and expertise. And we are so grateful for your time, Barbara, your willingness to be in service, to be here with us with Learn Idaho, to educate and help people across the country start to have conversations around end of life. And as my sweatshirt says, dying doesn't happen like it looks like in the movies. I'm paraphrasing it, but it's just really helping people have that education that it doesn't look like it does in the movies. Thank you, Barbara. We'll look forward to seeing you next month for another Basic with Barbara. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Thank you. See you next month.
Can't wait.